Long work meetings, last minute projects, picking up the kids, running errands, and mental exhaustion can make it very hard for any 30 and 40-year-old to get in shape. I understand the struggle when it comes to working out consistently. Even when you felt so motivated to work out when you were signing up for your new gym membership. Unfortunately, people instinctively tend to blame their laziness for skipping out on the gym. But in reality, it's really not that. What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Workout Nerd Out. For you first-timers, I'm Julio Lopez, and I help driven professionals reach their fitness goals with workout routines that fit their lives. Being a responsible professional, parent, and overall adult requires vast amounts of focus, discipline, and effort, which is the complete opposite of laziness. Instead, what you need is a workout routine that fits your goals, abilities, and, of course, your schedule. Here's what you need to know. Busy adults in their 30s and 40s do not need to go to the gym 5 or 6 days a week, and you definitely don't have to work out for 2 hours each time you go to the gym. Even in the Navy and while rowing in college, we really only did our lifts about 3 times a week. And I see this whenever I get a new person wanting to sign up as a client. They tend to think that they have to train daily. What you need is to focus on your goals, your experience, and limitations. For your workout plans, choosing 4 to 7 exercises to do on a given workout day, with the first 4 exercises being the highest priority ones. That way, if you're running short on time, you could really do perfectly fine if you did those first 4 exercises. You want to focus on keeping your training efficient. And remember the mantra, work smarter, not harder. 30 and 40-year-olds have a limited amount of free time, which is why it makes absolutely no sense for them to copy a 20-year-old fitness influencer's routines. They're always unrealistic, especially for busy adults, because remember, they're really meant to garner attention. What you want to do is you want to find a 30 to 45 minute opening in your schedule. You might have to shift some things around, but as long as you're able to fit your workout into your schedule comfortably. Your workout should not interfere with important responsibilities, so you still have to be a good parent and a good employee. Supersets save a lot of times. What that means is doing a lower body exercise and coupling it with an upper body exercise, then getting in your rest. Don't stand around, don't be chit-chatting, and put that phone away. Also, keep the workouts close to each other, that way you're not having to travel from one side of the gym all the way over to the other side of the gym. The big thing about Rocky-style training montages is that they do look awesome, but they're not real life. Busy adults can't train like that every day, and they shouldn't, which is why you should stop trying to work out so hard where you end up destroying yourself during every workout. What's more important is consistency, much more than the intensity, especially early on. I get it. A lot of people love to feel super drenched and exhausted after a workout, and it does feel great, but that doesn't mean it's going to garner better results. Those super hard workouts can drain your motivation really fast, and they also increase the risk of injury. And what happens when you get injured is that it will almost completely derail your progress. Because when you're injured, you have less time to train, and when you do heal, you're always thinking of that injury, which can limit your performance. So ultimately, you want to train in the way that you can stick with. As a 30 or 40-year-old, your responsibilities at work and at home still have to come first. Busy professionals can't live in the gym, and fitness shouldn't interfere with things at home and at work. So you want to stop thinking that you only get results by training for hours every day. Look at your schedule and identify realistic openings in that schedule where you can choose the days and times that will conflict with your responsibilities at least. At times, you might have to adjust some things, which is perfectly fine, and you might also have to shorten the amount of time that you spend at the gym. Ultimately, you have to remember that fitness should always fit around your life instead of the other way around. As a busy 30 and 40-year-old, there are going to be those days where work and family are going to take up a whole lot of time. That's just what happens when you're a busy adult. So you're probably not going to get in your full workout, which is okay. So this is where the exercise order in your workout plan really does matter, with the first 4 exercises on your workout being the highest priority. That way, again, if time is tight, you can skip the less important exercises. What I do with my clients is we usually have our full workouts be 6 or 7 exercises, but again, there are some times where they can't spend as much time at the gym and we have to shorten it, so we just have them do the first 4 exercises. On the even busier days where you can't even make it to the gym, this is where investing in some dumbbells or resistance bands is really helpful. That way you don't have to spend thousands of dollars for the big heavy equipment that you see at the gym. And that way you can also still get a good quality workout in your own home. The biggest thing is doing something is always better than doing nothing. When you're starting your fitness journey, remember that you don't have to overcomplicate your workouts and nutrition. Being a busy adult, what you need is something sustainable and practical. You want to choose the exercises that you actually enjoy doing because that's what's going to make you want to return going to the gym. And as you go along, you want to gradually increase the amount of weight and repetitions over time. That way you're able to get stronger and be able to build more muscle size. One of the biggest mistakes a lot of people do is they choose exercises that they dread doing. What this always does is it's going to make your consistency drop and drop fast. The same thing goes with nutrition. Sure, everybody knows that you have to eat all these fruits and vegetables, but if some of those fruits and vegetables that you absolutely cannot stomach, it's going to make it less likely for you to eat those on a regular basis. As for recipes, keep them simple, not too complicated, especially if you're a novice in the kitchen. Ultimately, you want to make fitness fit into your real life. When it comes to mindset, people in their 30s and 40s have to know that fitness doesn't need to be perfect. And also, as much as you'd want your transformation to occur rapidly, this doesn't always happen. Sometimes it might, sometimes it won't. Unfortunately, a lot of beginners think that results have to come quickly, and when they don't see things happening as rapidly as they would like, that's where consistency starts to drop. With my personal training clients, especially the ones that are brand new to lifting, the first step is accept that fitness is a long-term process. So in other words, you want to think in terms of years, not weeks. It's going to be a long game. So don't be expecting quick results to happen overnight. There's a saying that goes, a failure to plan is a plan to fail. What that means is that you need to have a workout plan before going to the gym. This is one of the most underrated tasks that busy professionals fail to do when they start going to the gym. Especially when your time is limited, you don't want to go into your workouts guessing on what to do. What that usually has people doing is just wander around the gym without a real idea of what it is they're trying to get, and it's not going to get them those results. Having a simple training log, write down the exercises that you plan on doing ahead of time, including the sets and reps and how much weight you intend to use. You want to follow this plan and track your performance because what this does is that it makes it a lot easier for your following workouts to know where to start with and how much to push yourself. Remember these 3 things: plan, show up, and execute. For a lot of 30 and 40-year-olds, one of the biggest mindset mistakes they make is treating exercise like punishment. For example, if they went out and binged on a lot of bad food or missed a couple workouts, all you have to do is get back to your regular workout routine. Slip-ups are normal for anyone on any fitness journey, so don't be expecting yourself to do everything perfectly, and if you do screw up, it's okay. By using exercise as punishment, this is going to hurt consistency. Remember all the benefits that come with exercise, like having more energy during the day, a lower risk of heart disease and diabetes, and better stress management. So in other words, you want to focus on the benefits as opposed to worrying so much about guilt. When you train, you want to train to take care of yourself, not punish yourself. In conclusion, no matter how you want to look at things, life in your 30s and 40s is always going to make it seem like you don't have enough time. Long projects and lengthy meetings at work and the kids' dental appointments and soccer tournaments might come at the very least convenient time for you. But the reality is that these things cannot be skipped. However, You also have to prioritize your own needs, particularly your health. That way you can continue being there when you're needed for years to come. By adopting a smart workout and nutrition plan that suits your needs, likes, and goals and fits nicely into your schedule, as well as understanding that things don't have to be perfect to be fit, you'll start to see positive results popping up and continue seeing them for a long time. If you want to know the easiest way to get started with your fitness journey, sign up for my free 5-day health reset plan today. So that does it for today's Workout Nerd Out. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, if you know anyone who can benefit from this information, please share it with them. Until next time, I'll see you on the next Workout Nerd Out.